guy who plays basketball and loves sports, but I didn't want to do something in that realm for this project. I decided I was going to do the art of portraiture. I've enjoyed drawing for a while now, whether that was for a school project or for fun. It was something I wanted to pursue. Pictured here is me and my brother working on sketches at the front desk at the clubhouse in Maine Village Fellowship. Lucky for me, my Aunt Lauren is a professional artist who already teaches courses on the subject, so it was a no-brainer that I choose her as my mentor. In November, we officially started working on my project. My mentor explained to me that the whole process of drawing and then painting a portrait takes a very long time and takes a lot of work. After a discussion, we decided I would focus on just one portrait. I spent time looking on Pinterest for people that I might want to work on. I wanted to choose someone that really meant something to me, and after a lot of scrolling, I landed on this picture of Kobe Bryant. For those of you who don't know who Kobe was, he was a basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers from 1996 to 2016. Throughout his career, he worked harder than everyone else to become one of the greatest players ever played the game. His mentality, known as mob mentality, one of the things, has been implemented in millions of people's lives around the world. Tragically, in January of 2020, Kobe was involved in a helicopter accident and sadly passed away. To me, this picture captures both Kobe's spirit on and off the court and the mentality that continues to motivate people since his passing. My aunt printed out a black and white copy where the dark and light were exaggerated, and a color copy. When I began my drawing process, it was important to understand the dimensions of the face, and also really get to know the shadows and imperfections so it would be easier to paint. I began by simply figuring out where the eyes, nose, and lips were. The main challenge in this was overcoming what my eyes wanted me to see, and seeing the picture for what it was. Although it may not seem like it, Kobe's face in the picture is on a slant, meaning that his right eye appears smaller and higher than the left one. The same goes for the right nostril compared to the left. After figuring out the dimensions, it was time to mark where the dark and light spots were. To do this, I was attempting to do the face in a series of shapes. There was a bow tie shape under the mouth and a few highlight regions to mark. After going through that process, I filled in some of the features such as eyes, lips, and nostrils. It was at this point that the drawing began to look like a person and not like Queen's News of the World album cover. One thing I did not realize was that my drawing was very light and the shadows needed to be a lot darker. I switched to a darker pencil, and the drawing became darker. Those regions, such as the eyes and goatee, became dark. I followed it up by making everything dark, and the drawing became much more lifelike. After my mentor, my updated drawing, she pointed out that the right eye, nostril, and even the side of the goatee were too high. It was hard for me to see, so I actually adjusted it with a digital art application called Procreate. Things became a lot more clear. After making those minor adjustments, the drawing portion was finally finished, and this is the result. After drawing, I needed to transfer what I had done to a canvas. I did this using transfer paper, outlining the important features and shadows, and then transferring them over. The resulting outline did not include the shading I had established in the original sketch. Because of this, I had to reshade certain portions of the drawing. Once the sketch on the canvas was complete, I gathered my materials to begin the underpainting. An underpainting is a single colored painting underneath what the final will be, where you establish the shading and shapes. I was going to be painting over the lines I had drawn on the canvas, so I went over them in a dark black pen. In oil painting, which is the medium I was using for my painting, this is done with burnt oil umber paint mixed with linseed oil. I painted over the entire canvas in this mixture, and made sure it was smooth. I then began using shop towels and paint that was not mixed with linseed oil to create highlights and shadows. Here's a time-lapse video of that process. drying the underpainting, I began the process of mixing colors for my final painting. It was a tedious process where attention to detail was crucial. Shades like white had a bit of blue or red in them, so it was all about adding a little bit but not too much. Once that process was complete, it was time to start my painting. The painting process was slow. Each aspect of the face required acute attention. The nose alone took over an hour to perfect. I continued working on the cheeks and around the eyes. With oil painting, it is important to take your time to make sure that each aspect is how you want it to be. Things began to take shape, and I saw real progress for a few hours of work. Unfortunately, I did not take many pictures of my painting process because I would sit down for multiple hours at a time and just focus on the task at hand. I eventually reached a point where I had the entire face, neck, and jersey painted, and all that was left was a black background and small adjustments. I took my time in each aspect the best that I could, and without further ado, here is the final result. Looking back, I realize now that I should have started earlier. I forgot how demanding soccer and basketball duties are on my body, and even how mentally draining they are. With basketball being 5 to 6 days a week most of the time, it was hard to find time to be outside that door, getting the instruction I needed to continue moving forward with my drawing. Although I completed everything I set out to do, it would have been nice to spend a little more time on the details. However, in the end, I am happy with what I accomplished, and I hope it included justice in my work. I would like to thank my mentor Lauren for the time she spent with me on the Saturday and Sunday mornings, my mom and my siblings, my in-school mentor, Ms. Roberts, for helping keep me on track, and Ms. Montiel and Ms. Stern for always being supportive. Last but not least, I would like to thank my classmates for being there for me throughout this process, and for being some of my best friends.